Hello and welcome. We are back again for yet another time of some brawling here on Arena. The challenges today are very, very simple. Just have some red, more red, and playing some lands. So, just going to start off with the mono red deck and see where that takes us.
Pull it up on your YouTube on your computer
Mm-hmm.
for the chat.
Yes.
I can hear myself. Your audio.
Okay, I was going to say, is that bad then? But no, you just answered my question. So thank you. And now we begin. Goblins first, as this fills the red requirement for both of them. Don't think I will get through all 25 lands, but if I play 25 lands before I manage to cast 30 spells, there's been a problem. And we will have a monocolored match. We will have red versus black. Ooh, this is one of the kind that you want to keep, but you shouldn't. I have 2 lands, and I do have something that will let me draw 2 cards, but that's not enough. The other thing that hurts this hand is that I have a colorless mana source, even though it's Reliquary Tower. The fact that it's colorless actually hurts here because Krenko... Actually, let me hit View Battlefield so I can show it. Krenko actually requires double red in his mana cost. So if I had two mountains, then I would be very, very tempted to keep this because of the 2 haste enablers. But because it is a colorless, we're just going to mulligan it away, and I am immediately rewarded. I get the same draw spell in my hand, but this time I get 3 lands, a double-faced card that can be a land, and a mana rock to boot. Now, which rat commander do we have here? When it enters, exile something. So we have Graveyard Hate, which is nice. Oh. Slow token generation, but token generation nonetheless. I am one to talk, given the deck in question that I'm playing, but anyway. For every 5 you see, there are 50 you don't. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's kind of a problem. It's very problematic for me to be on this end of it at the moment, of course. But I love it. I love it. We're going to get the Gatekeeper on the field. That is the first member of the attendance sheet that I will have on the board. Not to mention that if they don't happen to have another rat, then I would have had a blocker, but now that's not going to happen. Oh boy. We have the one that says all rats have toxic. This is a problem. But they think I would have traded there, so they did not swing. I will happily take that. Now the question is, what do I want to do here? So I have some options. This is whenever you're attacking. Okay. I'm going to see if they have some removal. I'm going to get the commander on the board. I'm half expecting a kill spell right now just to set me back, make me have to recast him, but we'll see. Is he also a 3? Oh, he is. Okay, that's why. Now they will go ahead and cast their commander. Oh, it's another rat control enters. I don't know why I thought it was any rat. Okay. Wow, even though they now have a 5-1 with Toxic 1, they're still not swinging because they're afraid of a trade. And that's the spoiler alert here is I have no interest in trading right now. 4, 5. if I do it now, I have... I'm trying to math here if I can get away with something. Yes, I will have enough. I was trying to get the mana rock out to start getting ahead on mana, but I also wanted to get another goblin on the board, as I only have one goblin in my hand. And we're going to bolt myself in the face to get Squee, Dubious Monarch, onto the board. Very nice. Very nice. They took their 1/1 that cannot block and turned it into 2-card draw. I love it. My attendance sheet begins to do its work. I traded 2 goblins for 3, and one of the ones I got rid of can be cast from the graveyard. Although I do need to exile 4 other cards, so I actually need 4 other cards in my graveyard, but details, details. Ah, so they had a kill spell, but not one that could kill the commander. Interesting. Ouch. I was actually kind of hoping to be able to unearth it and exile it myself and get its usage for at least one more turn, but they wisely immediately exiled it. Ooh, I forget about the graveyard hate. Goodbye, Squee. This is not the Squee that I can cast from exile. Oh. I have some options here. Let's see. Ooh, that. Casting the commander does me no good because they can turn around and recast it. But Goblin Barrage here is going to be huge. Because everything on their board having Toxic 1 is very problematic. So now we can deal with that and pop them in the face for 4 damage. I don't necessarily need to swing in like this, but we're going to swing in anyway, and that's why I had a feeling 2 of them would get through, because I still have 3 that are back to block with. Excuse me. Ooh, Blood Artist. Oh, wow, so he whiffed when this thing entered the board. Got it. Because he only added this rat ninja. It's a rat ninja. Okay, that's hilarious, first of all. But he added that to his hand. But if that was his only hit in 5 cards, that means the other 4 all went to the bottom. So now I'm noticing that that makes sense on why they haven't played a ton, because they've kind of missed a ton. Yeah, go ahead and send it at me. I'll kill it. Oh, please swing the colony. Thank you. I will happily trade a 1/1 for a 7/1. You know, I was going to block and trade for the innocuous rat, but now I see why it's innocuous. They get to manifest dread when it dies. We're going to let that through. I would much rather take 1 damage than give them a 2/2. The other benefit here is that the rat does buff his other rats, so there is an incentive for that reason to kill it. However, the only rat that is getting that kind of buff is Rat Colony, and I just took that out. So I don't necessarily need to kill that rat just for that reason. So again, rather them have a 1/1 than a 2/2. Whenever in doubt, ramp. Now that I have ramped, let's get some more bodies on the board. So they have 3 blockers, but one of them is probably not going to want to block. No. I'm only going to get 1 or 2 damage through at the most. And then at least 1 or 2 creatures are going to die, which then Blood Artist is going to trigger, and I'm going to not really hit them for any damage. No, what I really want to do is I need to get this enchantment on the battlefield, and then I want to use its effect for 8, for a total of 11 mana to pop Blood Artist. But you need the mana to pull that off, so for that, this relic is very helpful. I have a copy of Pack Rat myself. Oh, they don't have enough to pay the cost. Oh, that's interesting. It's going to cost me a lot of goblins. But the ability to take out a 6/6 just through combat is not a thing I get very often with this deck, so we're going to take it. Ouch. This is going to hurt. I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping for a land at that point. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can get the enchantment on the board. I do not have enough to do this and the effect. Okay. In that case, excuse me. In that case, let's get it on the board. No. If I'm going to dig, let's dig first. Let's demand answers. There we go. I was kind of hoping for a land. Naturally, I drew 2. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I still have 8 mana? Dang. That's nice. Now we're going to dig again to see if I can find a goblin. I'm trying to find one I can cast. Nope, didn't find one. That way I could make 3 goblins, not just 2 when I tap Krenko. Because now, not only is Blood Artist threatening to take me out, but they might take me out just with sheer numbers now. Because I only have 3 blockers. And they have a lot more than 3 things that can attack me. Whew, this is what I mean. Let's see if I even live through this swing. It's going to be close. One, 2, 3, 6. See, even like this, I'm still gonna take 3, 4 from the Blood Artist.
Oh yeah! Did you get it on video?
Yes, it's very cute.
And here I thought I might live. Sadly, that is the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you do not. That would be one of the latter. Found a game much quicker than the last time, so there's that. Halana and Elena, roommates. Ooh. This is what I mean with, see that last game, for example, where I said I only had 2 lands, but one of them was colorless. This time I have 2 lands. I even have a 1-drop with haste, and a 2-drop, and a 3-mana creature that gives me a discount on goblin spells, and a 3-mana rock. So part of me says I shouldn't keep this because I'm 1 mana short of being able to do everything, but the 2-drop and the 1/2 with first strike and haste that can swing on turn 1/turn 0 have swayed me into keeping this one, even though maybe I shouldn't have. But provided I draw a land in my first 2 draws, it will have paid off. And it's always fun to smack somebody before they can even play a land. That's just always fun. And they get the mana dork on the board. Hey, I was rewarded for the keep. First draw was a land. Now we're in business. They have both colors. They've already ramped once because of the mana dork. And, ooh, okay. We have the 3-drop on turn 2. Card I am a fan of. A card I do run in a couple decks. I'm a little surprised to see it here, only because the other half of the card, the Mishra that you need to meld it with it, is a black card, so they can't be running that. So that's a little interesting. But, anywho. And get the War Chief out, because although with the War Chief or the Mana Rock, I would be able to cast Krenko next turn. Now if I cast him next turn and he's still here, Krenko will have haste and can immediately tap and make me, as of right now, he would come down and make me 5 goblins. He would be the 5th. Actually, I just realized even if I drew a land here, I wouldn't be able to cast anything else or different. So, curious what I'll cast, but we'll see. Oof. Me, why is the card being run in here? It's a 3-mana 2/2 with double strike. What other reason do you need? Don't want to lose a goblin, but losing a goblin sounds a heck of a lot better than losing 8 life. Nice. Thinking of the land that I didn't know what I would do with if I drew. I drew it anyway. Make a bunch of goblins. We're going to hold for now. I'd rather build them up a little. Felt that was one of the issues with that last game, is I never had a turn to just sit there and build. I was too busy swinging at their face. So this game, let me try to show a little restraint and build. And build. Krenko does tend to snowball. We have another mana dork. Ooh, okay. They moved it moved them immediately to combat. I like the sign of that because that means I couldn't cast anything else. They have 4 cards left in hand, but they can't cast anything. They did hit their land drop, though. 2 mana 1/3. I like. Once again, getting rid of a 1/1 sounds a heck of a lot better than losing 12 life. Let's see, I have 4. If I spend 3, I'll have 2 left. Yeah, that's enough to cast it. Trying to see if I get away with casting the Mana Rock and casting Squee Dubious Monarch. The answer is yes. Yes, I can. Nah. Just tempted to swing with Squee to make 1 extra token, but not going to do that. 4. Trying to debate a good number to leave back, but also swinging for an effective amount. 6 feels good enough, because I know 2 of them are going down immediately, because they have 2 things that are bigger. Yep. That's why I swung 6 total. That way I'd hit you for 4. They have the Lana Oils, which can technically block another one, but that would be a trade, and I would even say I'd rather keep my Mana Dork than trade it for another 1/1. It's one thing if you throw the Mana Dork under the bus of, say, a 6/6 with double strike, like they just swing at me, but it's a lot less appealing when it's trading literally a 1/1 for another 1/1. Oh boy. That is a problem. Because the 6/6 with double strike is terrifying enough. But a 7/7 with trample is a lot scarier. I'm really happy they did not give that thing haste. Ooh, interesting. They chose not to swing this time. Let's see. Oh, I can't even use this, she said. Nope. I wanted to draw and discard, but I don't have another artifact to tap with it. That is too bad. Oh, that's right. I can do that immediately. I don't have... Oh, I could, though. I mean... Nah. As tempting as that is. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Woof! This right here might be about to decide this game. It did. Not in the way I anticipated exactly, but it did. For curiosity's sake, let me see. Yeah, right there. Just the tokens alone. I have 26 1/1s, and they only have 4 blockers. Let's see. Quick maths is I'm hitting them for 22. They only had 19. Yeah, I think I would have left too. Thank you. Thank you for the shout out in the chat. Appreciate that. Oof. So after 2 games, you got 10 lands. You got 14 of the spells already cast. Also nice, because that means the goblins get their win for today. I like to try to get a win with each deck if I can. We'll play this deck one more time to try to get that challenge finished off, since I need 6 more spells. Get me a little water in between. We have our next match. Oh boy. Krenko versus Shieldred. I have actually had this game, not this game, I have had this matchup a couple of times now here on Arena. One of them in particular, I believe I won that matchup because they had killed Krenko once. They killed him again, but the second time they killed him, I was able to copy their kill spell. I don't remember if it was with Reverberate or not specifically, if it was Reverberate or if it was with Display of Power here. But in either case, I managed to have a copy spell, so I killed Shouldered at the same time they killed Krenko. Immediately drew a land, recast him, and just went off from there. This is quite funny. Put away a semi-expensive instant, and I immediately drew a land as the first draw. Second draw, oh, it was a draw spell. I like that. I like that a lot. This one's tricky. I want to cast the Arcane Signet to get ahead on mana and cast Krenko on turn 3. But no, never mind. This is when an opponent... Okay. This one, one of my creatures die. In that case, no, we are ramping. So I thought about having it as a blocker because that way they could trade. But then now I'm realizing, no, one of my creatures has to die for this thing to get a counter. Each cut stains his blade with fresh blood that he samples to increase his strength. I love it. 4. Okay. Mathing ahead for my next turn, actually. Uh-oh. The fact that it had to ask them if they wanted my commander to resolve was concerning. Thankfully, I didn't see an instant. Let's see the Shieldred. I'd be happier if they just killed him, but... Oh, this is interesting. I don't know if they've seen it before, because they had to take the time to read it. Oh, no, they wanted to see if that would kill it. Damn. Well, I said I hope you kill it, because that means Shieldred doesn't come down this turn. So, be careful what you wish for, as always. Remember the attendance sheet. No, actually, I don't think I want to discard this. I don't want to play this. No, because if he has a -2, then he also... It's probably not only a -2, it's probably a -3. So we're just going to get the Goblin on the board. Because I sequenced them accordingly, they will actually take one for that. Forgot about that detail. She's here. And now it hurts that I didn't play that draw 2 last turn. Now I wish I had instead of this, but you know. What can you do? Well, one thing I can do. Recast him. He's back. That always feels good when they try to set you back and they have barely set you back at all. Now they kill him again, it's going to be a little bit trickier to get him back, but I at least have one land already in my hand, so that helps. What the heck is that? Oh. Me no likey. Looks like an arena-only card. I'll have to look that up to double-check. Yep, of course, they equip it to the commander. So if I let him hit me... See, this is what sucks. 4 damage, I would say fine. That's fine. I can take that. But it's the 4 2/2s that are going to be stapled with it. I'm just going to let it go. Because it hurts to give them creature tokens, but I'd rather keep my creature out than, you know, in this instance, I would rather keep the creature on the board. Speaking of attendance sheet, this is going to help. Next turn I can do that then. Okay. Trying to think of ways to deal with the Shieldred. Now I actually just have the bodies to deal with it, but we'll see if it swings this time. I would assume no, but... Oh. Oh, okay. I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, because they're going to discard that. Okay, I don't care if you discard. It makes me draw cards. That's not a good thing with Shieldred here. Oh, that second line. Okay, that hurts. They did swing the Shieldred. I did not think they would. Cool. Them swinging that Shieldred does me a favor. Let's see. 8. This is where I'm trying to decide if it's worth it to block these things or not. Because of that last sentence, when one of my creatures dies, I lose 2 life. So I just realized I'm already looking at losing 4 life because of them. That's going to drop me to 10. Oof, in that case, 8 is not real. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Oh, shit. I can't even kill one of the zombie tokens because of that Archfiend. Kill Shoulder. That feels good at least. That means I live for the turn. Now the question is, what can I do with this? I drew 3 damage to something, which is nice, but that doesn't deal with this, and that won't deal with Shouldred, because if... Yeah, they have the mana to recast her. They recast her, they pass the turn, I die due to her effect. Let's tap Franco while I have the most goblins I can have on the field. I guess here's the benefits of impulse drawing Fountain Port. Oh. Well, mistakes were made. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Dang. At first I got all excited because I read the first sentence that if they don't have any oil counters on it, that card's going to take them out for me. That did not happen. They didn't even have an upkeep after they played that card. That my own creature's dying deals damage to me is what killed me. It's too funny to me that I literally forgot about it and immediately sacrificed my own creature after it was out. I clicked good game. I meant to hit oops first, but yeah. We're going to change to a white deck as it was white or red for the remaining one because I did get 21 done. So we're going to switch to this deck, but be right back. I'm going to munch on some snacks before I start the next one. Okay, and I'm back. Had my banana for the day. That way I have some little bit in my system. Started wanting a snack. Now let's see what our next game holds. We're going to change it up. Let's see. Tyvar. Which Tyvar? I see the arena symbol, which makes me think he's an arena-only one. Oof. This is one of the tricky ones. This is why part of me thinks I should change the commander off of Ohertog, but I digress. Because it hurts to have a 6-drop and to see nothing to draw cards and only 3 lands. So we're going to risk it and mulligan 3 lands away. And it got worse. Time to go down to 6. Ooh, okay. This one we're keeping. Now the question is what's getting put away? I actually think it's the engine. It hurts to put that in on the bottom, but that's, I think, the right pick. And now, since I didn't have the time, or I didn't take the time to look at it, we'll see what you do. Elves you control have tapped at a black. Okay, that part is interesting. I kind of like that. Put up +1. So 0 is make a 1/1. +1. Put up to 2. Put 2 1/1 counters on up to 1 target elf. Untap it. It gains Death Touch. Love that. You get an emblem with whenever you cast an elf spell, it gains haste until end of turn, and you draw 2 cards. Ew! I love it and I hate it. Oh, speaking of I love it and I hate it, Morrowind. This is a big, big problem. Well, I don't have enough mana to do both of these at once, so we're going to start with the hate piece that doubles as a body. Thalia, Heretic Cathar. Salvation will not be granted by the Lunarch Council. It must be earned at the edge of a sword, if necessary.
What do you mean you haven't heard of me? Your courage is legendary.
I was wondering why he tapped Morrowind specifically to cast it. I knew there was a reason for it. I just couldn't figure out what it was. Very clever opponent. Very clever. Tempting. I'm tempted to play the Vindicator right now, but I'm not going to. I love that card, and I know how much heat it will draw. So, because I cannot currently protect the card, we're not going to cast it. When does this... Is this at your... Okay, that's on my end step, and I can't do it like that. So we're going to do this. That way I get a scry 1. It's a land. Beautiful. That's just what I was hoping for, honestly. Is I can land next turn. That'll give me 5 lands. With the medallion cost reduction, I can cast the commander. Then on the end step, when this makes me, instead of making me 1 token, it'll make 3. Oh yeah, this person is good. They knew to float the mana and then cast the spell. Very well done. Of course they hit that. Serac and Goreclaw is a great thing for them to hit right now, because it gives everything a 1/1 counter and haste when it enters if it's a non-token, which is, I'm assuming, most of their deck. And they have trample now on all of their stuff. It is just such a good creature. I believe it's actually a... Yeah, it is. I was just going to say, I think it's actually a pair of creatures, and that is correct. Because it's Serac and Goreclaw. 2 Titans of Tarkir carved a swath through Phyrexia's elite. This early in the game, nope, we're going to lose life. Life is a resource. They are just dumping everything onto the board right now. Suddenly those 3 1/1s that I can make just do not feel like enough. So, as risky as this is going to feel, we're going to cast the Vindicator. He's a great card, but I am currently hellbent, and I have nothing in my hand. So I don't see the point in adding something that says I want you to cast something else to trigger. Please.
Your courage is legendary.
I'm in danger. I mean, I have a guess. Oh, that is... Oh, goodness gracious. Thalia is the only reason this game is not over. Oh boy! Why is it that... Okay, what else is on the fucking stack? Oh. Oh, damn it. They would hit that. No, I don't feel like milling 30 some odd cards and you getting a ton of triggers and a whole bunch of mana to play with while I'm sitting here hellbent. Yeah, they cast a spell for X equals 30. And it's the one that we got recently where it says reveal the top X cards for every permanent spell you reveal. Put it on the battlefield. And they just reveal the top 30. Yeah, they revealed 30 cards. And it's permanent, so that includes lands.
Fuck.
Yep. So, and they have something that says when the first land you control enters, you get this effect. Every land after the first, you get to search your deck for, I think it's an elf or an elemental, something like that. It's a Nissa. It's a legendary version of Nissa. She's not a planeswalker. I know to kill this thing on sight. To see this thing hitting the battlefield with another 10 lands to trigger it fucking 9-10 times. Oh, and they got the artifact out that says whenever a permanent you control enters, target player mills 1 card. So I'm also going to have to mill about 20-30 cards. Yeah, no, I don't feel like sitting here watching the 67 things that were currently on the stack all resolving. No, I'm good. I can just get a fresh game, thanks. Sheesh. Of course, I'm not going to do that if it's in person, but that's obviously a lot different. Or if it's on a webcam, then that's a much different scenario than just a straight up 1v1.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Baby.
Appreciate that. Dang. Got 2 lands, got a ramp spell, but don't have the 3rd land to cast said ramp spell, so... Free mulligan. That went from bad to worse. We're going to 6. This is fine. Not the best, not the worst kind of a hand. We're going to put the Vindicator on the bottom. I didn't do it the first game. I was tempted to, but I didn't. Hello. Hello, friend. Oh, they got a... Oh, what are they? Oh, okay. This is going to be fun. Forget that this thing has a enters sound with it. Oh, bastard. Okay. That's fine. That's annoying, but it's fine. Oh, I need another one. Dang. now noticing that I drew a land for turn, which is actually exactly what I was hoping to draw. I still need another land or a mana rock to be able to cast the commander. No. No to your mana dork. I'm putting that back in your hand. Hey, there's the land. And now I have the city's blessing. Excellent. Ohertag goes burr. Always fun to go from getting 1 token to now just making 12. Very, very casually there. There's a couple of spells like this in this deck, a couple of equipments. They're very funny to me because normally they just make 1 token, that's all they're supposed to make, and now they make 3 at a time. Yeah, they gave up. Fair. My board had exploded much faster than they could do anything about it. Oh, nice. There's my land challenge done for the day. Now I need 1 more red or white spell, but seeing as it's only 1 more, and that this deck got its win for the day, we're going to change it up. I named this deck Pip Heavy. I could really change the name to pretty much anything, given that it is, in fact, a rainbow deck. Although, no. I just had a thought of a name change for it, but it doesn't quite fit. But that is simply because even though it is a rainbow deck, there are no basic swamps in the deck. There's only 2 of each of the other basics, but there's no basic swamps in the whole deck. Wow. They gave me a nutty hand. Well, no, okay, I take that back. It's not that nutty, but it's pretty good. I got 3 lands. I got a mana rock. Probably the best mana rock in the deck other than Chromatic Lantern, honestly. Let's do... Yeah, so I have a couple of lands. I think I literally have 2 lands in the whole deck that tap for black, but otherwise it's just all the other things you would want. Oh, I have to get a forest. Okay, in that case, I'm overthinking what land I'm getting. We're just going to get Breeding Pool, have it come in tapped. Now, I'm very pleased to have Relic of Legends in my hand, because this is one that I can tap my legendaries for mana, which in a deck that I want to float mana until at the end step to turn that mana into black, it's very fun to just have to start off a turn to untap your lands and the game go, oh, by the way, you also have 5 black floating. That does not suck. It is very, very useful, and it helps you obviously cast a lot more things than you should be able to normally cast. Ooh, nice. Going up against Thalia and the Gitrog monster. I do have that card in a deck, but... I do like the card a lot. I like that they've made a deck built around it itself. Oh, I forget that it's Thalia and the Gitrog monster, which means she has the creatures and non-basics your opponents control intertap. She doubles as a hate piece. I forgot about that part. And now they get an Anthem and some protection. They still have 4 mana. I did not see the Tangled Veil they played. So one of their planes was land for turn. Mill 2, then you may return a permanent. Interesting. I like it. Acolyte of Affliction. The best healers are intimately familiar with death. Why are you reading my commander? Stop, please. Thank you. It was funny. Today I actually remembered to do a sound check before I started. I do not normally do that, so that's one big reason that it sounds better. What are you going to sacrifice, friend? The thing they just played. Okay. Whoa. Okay. I don't think I've seen that card before, but I like it a lot. Float a mana. The color does not matter because it immediately changes it to black. That is... Oh! Okay, that's not a hit for me to get free mana off the thing. But that's a useful card. That is a very useful card. Now the question is, what do we do? Ooh, okay, we want to leave mana open for the counter spell, which means blue, red, and this, which means I have 4 to play with. So I don't have enough to cast the front side of this, and I already played a land. So, yeah, we're just going to get the Basilisk collar on the field and equipped. And, of course, it taps the red that I honestly probably would have preferred it did. Oh, you know what? No, I have a command tower. That's why it tapped that. Alright, let's gain back 4 of the life you just hit me for. And pass. Love the card. I actually I had the card in a deck. I actually think I took the card out, but I actually like Cemetery Tampering a lot. But that's not worth me using my counter spell on. That is... I didn't even think about it. Get the fuck out of here. I love and hate Scoot Swarm. I think it's an amazing card. I don't want it. The times I've had it played against me on here, it is just such a pain in the neck to keep track of that it's not worth it. Well, I always say whenever in doubt ramp, so let's just get the Arcane Signet on the board. That's on there. 4, 5, 6, 7. If I don't tap him... Is that in a land? No, we want to save that until that. No. Let's see what you got. What are you hiding in your hand, friend? Oh. Oh. Sheesh. All of these are problematic. This is the most problematic because this means he can get Scoot Swarm back. But I'm going to take this because a massive trample creature is going to be very hard for me to kill. No swings. I'm debating if I play this tapped to get the mana. No, I don't think I do. I want to have that front side for the +2/+2 flying lifelink. I want to attach that to something effectively. Honestly, I think I'm going to try to get this on the field and then put this on it. Because a 9/9 trample, a 9/9 flampler with lifelink that buffs itself when it swings is wild, to say the least. Now I'm actually really happy that I've been saving this because that first one is an exile effect. Oh, that is too funny. What did they draw? Because remember, I just saw their hand, so I know they still have these 2 cards in their hand. So they have the mana to cast this, but they chose not to. So now the obvious question is, why? Now that I floated my mana, it transforms it into black because Omnath is awesome. Yes, I will happily get some free mana off you. Thank you very much. Yeah. I put 3 mana on layaway from last turn, got 3 for free from this. Actually, we're just going to cast that. I just remembered what one of the modes is. Your commander might have Ward 1, but it can still be sacrificed. Sequencing is a fail there on my part, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Yeah. We're just going to cast this, even though it's going to tap me out. This is a very good creature. So I sequenced that backwards because if I had realized that I had that sack ability, I could have played this, forced them to sack Thalia, and then cast the Brontodon, and this dinosaur would be untapped. But that's okay. I have a 7/7 with Trample that's about to untap. Not even the tallest tree stands a chance against the underside of a dinosaur's foot. Oh, they drew another recursion spell. This is not one I've seen. I'm curious because of the symbol if it's even a card in paper or not, but I still like the effect. Oh, sheesh. Really? Oh, okay, because now they get another mill, and then they get to add something back. Seriously? You didn't want to add that back? You don't want to add this back? You don't want to add your Scoot Swarm back? You wanted a land. Okay. I'm sure they have a reason, so I'll shush my trap in the meantime, but let's see. 3, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I can get away with both of these. I'm trying to see if I had the mana to go Mana Rock, Aurelia, and the answer was yes. Yes, I do. Oh. Oh my. This might be game. No exaggeration. Because of Aurelia and the double strike, this might be game. I now have a 13/13 with double strike and trample. That thing alone might take them out. Never mind my other 2 creatures that also just got double strike, and I have another combat lined up. So that was first. No. Yeah, first combat. I didn't even go to second combat. The double strike trampler just cinched that. That's very, very funny to me because Covetous Urge is one of those cards. It's in the deck because it's got 3 or more mana pips to trigger Omnath. A lot of games, I don't even cast this card. Or I get it, and they have 1 card left in their hand. And I'm like, I'm not going to cast this when they have 1 card left. You know, what if it's a land? So this is a nice reminder of why this card's in the deck and why I should leave it in the deck. Which is also nice because there's the win of the day for that deck as well. Let's see. No. This is one of the funner ones that I built on here. Need some water. This one was a very fun one to build because you had to look for every card that said choose, but there were a handful that you would think would qualify, but they don't qualify because of the way, because of the wording on this stuff. It's only when it casts, it's not when it enters, which is one thing I had to remember. This is something I just barely put in the deck. I actually don't want it in my hand this early because I don't really want to, I don't think I want the 1/1 and unblockable this early, but oh, this is a weird hand. I kind of have to keep it. Why would you tell me your go this early? I was thinking about keeping still. Piss off.
Fetch land into a tap land.
Oh, nice.
Draw another basic. I like that. Let's get all the colors on the board with the Surveil land.
Another basic on the top. Actually, I'm going to leave it. The biggest thing with my opening hand was I didn't feel like I had enough mana for all the stuff I could do with this. So, drawing lands right now is kind of a nice thing. We're going to go mountain into commander.
Exile up to one target legendary or rat card from your graveyard and copy it. You may cast the copy. You still pay the cost. A copy of a permanent spell becomes a token. The story circle continues.
I'll have to look into this. That's kind of interesting. The Menace is nice. The Ward 1 is okay. I do like that it's a 3-mana 3/4. That's probably the best thing about it, to be quite honest. The Death Touch here kind of sucks because that's going to prevent me from swinging, but oh well. I am sitting here with 2 counter spells, so that's nice too. That's going to be a no. I don't want you to have a whole bunch of stuff that has flash. Dang. I was hoping when I impulse drew a card it was not going to be a land, but oh well. I guess that's my land for next turn. Excuse me. Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to hold back the Death Toucher. I would too. Once again, just going to pass. Land and pass. Oh, okay. Now I actually could have done something a little different, but that's okay. No. We're going to say no to that one, too. I don't want them to draw 2 cards. I don't care if they have to mill 2 first. I don't want them to draw 2 right now. Forest, land for turn. Let's see how this goes. I really want to see if they block it. I hope they do. Cool. Put him back in the command zone. Main phase 2. Oh, we're back, baby. It's one way to deal with a Death Toucher. Not the most effective, but it'll work. Especially for now. Play you first. I'm curious how this is going to work. Do I have enough to pay for both? No, I don't think I do. Because I don't think Baral is going to discount this like I need him to. Oh, no, he is. Or that, or I just actually have enough. Oh, no, okay, I did not have enough. Oops. Literally, oops. That's okay. I will take the fact that he gets the 1/1 counter due to his own effect, because now next turn I can cast this. pay 2 mana because of Baral, sacrifice 1 land, and get 3 because I will have a power 4 or greater. Weird. I thought it was gonna have them cast it on their main phase too, but no. Okay. That's annoying.
Oh, that's just irritating. Speaking of annoying,
I get that Arena has to make up their own mechanics, but I wish they didn't literally make up their own mechanics. I am not a fan of the perpetually thing. It drives me nuts. They come in tap, so for that reason we will hold. For that reason I will hold. Because I don't have the mana for both of these, so I don't want to cast this and then not have the mana to give something hex for the +3/+3. That's kind of a problem. No, I'm not blocking the 1/1. You want to pay a life to draw a card? Go right ahead. I would like to do the same.
I'm sorry. The what now?
Why does it have to be a ritual counter? You know what? Given the flavor text on the backside, and I'm a big fan of flavor text, speak my name thrice and be rewarded. Not mad. I love it. Pass the turn rather than casting the ramp spell. Whoops. Your go. Yeah, they've been saying that a lot. I don't care. Let's see. That might turn off card draw. Yeah, you comment a lot, specifically the your go. Part of me is just letting my timer go because they keep saying your go. Your commander is now an elk. Now that was a nice draw. Because now I have a first strike creature, so I can deal with these death touchers without them killing my stuff too.
Did you look at the other message?
Yeah, I did. I thanked him. Ah, that's the thing. They perpetually gave death touch. Okay. Make them unblockable. I'm fine with that. This time I remembered. I guess I should have sacked the island. Oh well. Brink. Of course I draw a fetch line. It's probably one of the worst things I could have drawn. Bounce all y'all shit. I'm going to go for the jugular here. Can I hit another instant? Nope. I cast that. Excuse me. I was hoping to hit an instant. That way I could flip Urabrask into his backside, but that's alright. I will actually put that on the bottom because I'm hellbent. I don't feel like playing a fetch land right now. I have plenty of lands, and I have stuff that will make me discard. So. Discard to draw. Oh, I just realized I can get Urabrask to sit here long enough. If I can just cast 3 spells, he might kill him for me. Some non-combat style. That's the other reason I put that creature on the bottom. It's a really useful creature when you can cast non-creature spells. Given that the only card in my hand is a fetch land, that creature doesn't do me any good. I mean, it's another body, it's another attacker or blocker, but if anything, they have more blockers and attackers than I do right now, so that doesn't help me a ton. Ooh. And I draw another fetch land. Are you kidding? Okay. Let's use the lantern then. Yeah, put that one on the bottom. As we will know, as plenty of us have normally done ourselves, I want to shuffle after that. Oh, if they double block it, I don't get through. Got it. So you will cost 7 if I have to. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Swing and swing, because I can recast the commander. It'll hurt to lose Urabrask, but I'm fine with that. I have first strike, buddy. Recast him. Yay for green. Yay for having the mana to do that. That's twice now that I've swung my commander into a death touch creature and then immediately recast him. Yargle and Multani. I love it. I love to see it. I don't think he can do anything with the creature, but I love to see it used here. Oh, that might do something. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. I'm going to appropriately say good game because I drew what I was looking for. Take all the maximum number of game actions. No, actually leave that right on the top. I don't care if that card is revealed. GG's. He's either taking 4 or you're taking 5. Take your pick. Sorry, 4 or you're taking more than that, because then you're not blocking the commander. I wonder what they have. They must have something because it's asking them. Oh no, never mind. It's asking them where they want to block. I just realized that. That's what it's doing. There it is. Like either they'll click that the blocks can go through. They'll do no blocks, or the ever popular I concede. Excellent. Gonna have a snack real quick before I jump into the next game. Be right back.
returned. Still gonna do a late snack or two. Got a little bit more to munch on these Belvita, but in the meantime, let's see. It's nice. All 4 of these have already gotten a win for today. So now we're gonna move down to the ones that don't get played necessarily as often. It'll pull the ones you played most recently up to the top here. But I want to use the landfall one. We want to play around with the lands, play around in the proverbial sandbox, for the simplest reason of lands are very difficult, if at all, to interact with. So you can usually do whatever you're trying to do, and they can't really stop you no matter what they have, because it's lands. Oh, that's interesting. The name's not even in it. The name is only in characters. That is interesting. The other thing that's interesting is that this is a companion creature. It's not a... You know, it is a legendary. You can make it the commander, but that's still interesting that they went with a companion. This hand is flaming hot garbage. Admittedly, the mulligan is not much better. It is better, if only because it comes with a bunch of removal. Actually, I'm going to be able to go ahead and keep it because of the harvest and the medallion. This will discount the harvest, where I can at least cast that on turn 3, even if I haven't drawn a land by that point. Game, why would you ask me if I wanted to pay the cycling cost on my Triome when I don't have a land on the field? I don't have the mana to cycle it. Actually, I want to cast my Warden, but we're going to cast the Medallion first. And this is why I did the Medallion and not the Warden that I wanted to cast. As I drew into a basic that was not the one I already had, so I could cast the Commander. The best part is that means he showed up a turn early. This is where I have to try to think of... Okay? They must have only had lands. I don't know why they scooped. Like, they had a land tax. Yeah, you're getting a bunch of lands, but... Well, you played land tax. What else did you expect was going to happen? Well, let's see what the next one brings. It also helps me to decide easily the fact that I only have one of my 3 colors to mulligan. My opponent also already mulligan. That makes it a little easier. Oh! I'm gonna be honest. I forgot I put that in here. Glad I did because of what the card is and what it does, but... Yeah. I forgot I put it in here. I'm going to start with the Surveil Land. That is a very nice ramp spell. That can wait. Oh, fun. Fun, 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 fun.
I got a good laugh when the game was starting as I noticed that both of our decks are white and green. And as someone who owns a white and green deck that is all about playing all of the tokens, the fact that we essentially have 2 token decks staring at each other right now, this is very amusing to me. I don't want to play the lantern and ramp here, but I need to because I need to be able to cast the commander next turn. The main thing that's nice about this next turn is I'll be able to play the commander now because of the lantern, and then I can play Boseiju as a land for the turn, and then that'll trigger him and I'll at least have another plant to block with. At the very least. Oh, this is interesting. They kept a semi-risky hand because I haven't seen a red yet. Yeah, no, if I play that, that does him a favor. No, I'm actually happy with this. I was debating playing the land first. That way I could have the landscape to sacrifice immediately after the commander to get a plant that way. But given that I've drawn a ramp spell immediately followed by Thalia and the Gitrog monster, I'll just draw and see what it gives me. I drew a Temple Garden. I am fine with this. Although, for the sake of sequencing, we're going to play Delny first. No, not yet. Play Delny first, and then we'll play the land. Let's see, I got 3. That's not enough for that, but that is enough for this. So we are going to shock for 2. But thanks to Delny, I get 2 plants instead of just the 1. We're going to immediately crack the landscape. Get the only basic swamp. Get 2 more plants. Oh, actually, you know what? I just remembered they cast Anointed Procession. That can get out of here. They only have 5 total power among all 3 of those creatures, even if they triple block. So swing in for 2. There's a chance they don't even block it. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Be right back. As someone who loves flavor text, this bovine intervention, no one could prove the ox did it, but no one tried to harness it again either. I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, this is an interesting one. Yeah, we're going to play Thalia now. Does she not? Whoops. I'm just going to... Oops. For 2 reasons. Number 1, I had the mana to play the medallion first, meaning I could have had a mana open after casting Thalia. No, I was thinking I need her and the behemoth on the field at the same time, so... Yeah, mistakes were made. They still have not drawn into anything that taps for red. I gave them 2 map tokens when I blew up that enchantment. I half expect them to start cracking those to dig for a land or for something that searches for a land. Ugh. Or I can have my internet drop on me. That's fun too. Will the internet come back in time for me to stay in the game? We'll see, but I doubt it.
Be right back.